I can navigate Tokyo Station or Ikebukuro or Ueno, but Shinjuku's a joke.
Wow.
Hello and welcome to the Abroad in Japan podcast. Probably the best way of learning about life in Japan without actually being in Japan. I'm your host, Chris Broad, and we're joined as always by England's top Japan enthusiast, Mr. Pete Donaldson. Pete, how the devil are you doing? What's going on?
I am very good, thank you very much, Christopher. Just got to get out of the shower because it's very early here, and I don't have a hair tie, so I resemble a little bit Goggins, a little bit the man who is the main lead, or one of the three leads from Grand Theft Auto 4. Is he Roger? Is his name Roger? I can't believe it.
The guy that lives in a shed.
Yeah, he's a real
Wow.
guy. He always, whenever you sort of come to him on Grand Theft Auto 4, he's always like passed out drunk or something like that. I mean, it's not even in my top 10 problems with what I've got going on physically 9 times out of 10 anyway, so I'm not that bothered. Somebody on the YouTube comments a couple of weeks ago wrote that because I've apparently got a new camera angle on this show, that they've noticed that I'm quite I'm trying to think of the most politically sensitive way of saying this, but I really can't because it's 10 to 6 in the morning. Boss-eyed. They said, you're quite boss-eyed, aren't you, Pete?
Boss-eyed.
Well, I was like, for the next day, now you shouldn't listen to the YouTube comments, but I really listened to this one because I was like, there's plenty of problems with my face, but this was not on my list. And I told everyone I knew, and they were going, I don't think you're that boss-eyed. And it was always just a little bit of the word "that" in there that hurt me. And my partner basically tricked me for about 5 minutes, going, "Yeah, I mean, you're quite you can be quite cross-eyed sometimes." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that. Have I always been like this?" And she kept it going for about 10 minutes, and I was absolutely tearing myself apart. And that's what a YouTube comment can do for you. That is what a YouTube comment can do for you. Especially
I received a very stupid comment. It must have been yesterday. It was on the volcano documentary, and the comment was from a small YouTube channel in Japan who did something like renovation of houses. And he wrote, "Ooh, scary music. Ooh, run from volcano. Ooh, pathetic," or something. And I was like, I wrote, like, stick to renovating a house. This is a volcano documentary about people being suffocated, incinerated in molten hot clouds of ash. I'm not going to play Wake Me Up Before You Go Go or fucking Kokomo by the Beach Boys, am I? It's going to be slightly sinister, unpleasant music, foreboding, you know. And it's just like, grow up, man. Like, go and... what do you think we're going to fucking play? What kind of soundtrack do you think we're going to have, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and if he's renovating that house in Japan, you imagine that if a volcano decided to spurt its red-hot magma its way, it would probably find itself on fire. So
fucking dancing around to Sabrina Carpenter when Mount Fuji erupts. Dancing up and down. Honestly, moron. Absolutely. There was another comment as well earlier in the week, and it was a negative review of the podcast because I hadn't answered. Somebody was like, "Chris doesn't answer the questions properly." The facts, and the question they referenced is, we got a question a few weeks ago, and it was something like, "If I ever witness an altercation in Japan, should I get involved? Should I jump in as a foreigner?" And I was like, well, I don't know. It really, because it depends on the situation, doesn't it? If someone's being murdered, maybe do something. If it's a little fracas between two people, maybe don't get involved. You don't know what's going on. I don't know. It's a sort of how long is the piece of string scenario. There is no one answer.
Look into your heart. This isn't a guide for life. I think there's a lot of lost people out there who are just looking to men of advancing years to give them the information they need to how to deal with life, and that's what all the problems have come from. We listen to people too much. Look into your soul. Look into your heart. Do not look at cross-eyed men on the internet for help. We can't help you. We can't help ourselves.
Oh God! I mean, if you see a fight, just start singing "Wake Me Up Before You Go." And just go on the side of the street. That is the answer, the definitive answer to what to do if somebody is having a fight. The good news is, though, it's all good news because, listen to this. Oh, wait, you can't, because the chair doesn't fucking squeak anymore. Because, look, WD-40, I'm holding WD-40 where once there was Tully's, there is oil, there is lubricant.
Don't start huffing that on cam. More problems from problematic men. Amazing. I mean, well done, WD-40 and the Chris Broad Enterprises. Yeah, I mean, is this your first can of WD-40? Because you seem very excited by the fact that it stopped the chair squeaking.
I remember growing up, my dad used to use it a lot on like the robots, like his Kilotron Robot Wars robot. He'd always be spraying it. So I think it's probably the first time I've ever bought it in at least a decade. And I sprayed it on the chair, and I smelt the sweet smell of nostalgia and oil. It took me back 20 years to Robot Wars.
Did you send a picture of it to your dad? Because whenever I do anything DIY style, I always send a picture to my dad and sort of go, Dad, notice me, Dad. And I always get a chippy little comment. I never get what I need. I built an entire Wendy house and I got nothing. Well, actually, when it finished, he said, do send me a picture when it's finished. I was like, well, it's nearly finished, actually.
Do you love me now, Father? Look at the Wendy house.
Yeah,
look at
exactly.
the WD-40. I have not sent him a photo of the WD-40. He always sends me photos of himself on a beach in Kent somewhere, going, it's hot here. Well, yes, it's summer, isn't it?
It'll do that.
Oh dear! But I'm glad it solved the issue. I've got 3 chairs to spray, 1 chair down, 2 to go. But what I will say, it's changed the dynamic of the chair, though. It now feels like the top of the chair is going to snap off entirely.
Right.
So I don't know if the oil has done some
If anything,
sort of thing.
you sprayed it too well, listener. If
Sprayed it too
anything,
well.
you sprayed it too well. Are you going to get involved in the Aquarius? You're going to pop a little... I'm obsessed with the fact that you've moved away from your Tully's coffee today. Maybe it's a hotter day than usual. You're not drinking your Pocari Sweat. You're on the Aquarius.
This is the rather sinister ORS, oral rehydration solution. It's like Aquarius, but they took all the sugar out, and it's just like salt. It's like drinking seawater. And I drank gallons of this on the Cyclothon 4, because Pocari Sweat, I've been drinking it for years, and I realised it's just pure sugar, and that's probably why I've been putting on weight the last 10 years, because I'll drink like 4 a day, because I thought Pocari Sweat was just like salt, but it's not. It's basically a citrus fruit drink with salt in it. If you want the real deal, you get ORS. It tastes like seawater, but you do feel rehydrated afterwards, and none of the calories. Well, there's a few calories.
Why don't you have like one of those gherkins?
11 calories.
Why don't you have a gherkin? It's got salt, it's got sugar, a kosher dill pickle. Get yourself a kosher dill pickle.
I'll think
Delicious.
about that. I'll go and get some pickles.
I mean, you stink. You will absolutely stink from
a WD-40, pickles, and ORS. What the fuck will be wrong with me?
There must be some sort of mad person in Japan who can cook with WD-40. I mean, it's a very ubiquitous product. Someone must have been able to do something. Oh, it's an alluring, beautiful kind of mineral oily smell. Oh, lovely.
Should flame grill the cheese at Lost Bar with WD-40.
Using one of your dad's robots. Perfect.
Hey. Wheel the cheese in on a robot. We got a story this week, though, from Charlie from Canada. And he says, hello, Chris and Pete. This summer, I had the opportunity to travel to Japan as part of a student cultural exchange program based in a small town within Ibaraki, just north of Tokyo. During my first week in Japan, a group of students invited me out for sushi at this little restaurant along the water, supposedly with the freshest fish in all of Japan. Throughout the meal, the students kept handing me plates of new foods to try. I'm a fussy eater, but I was trying my best to try and eat everything without showing too much discomfort. The problem came when one of them suggested they give me uni, sea urchin, bright yellowish piece of fish that resembled a tongue on top of some rice. I will say, yeah, uni, you look at it and you go, I don't want to eat that. But when you've had good uni, it is amazing. It's like a creamy, I don't know, like a creamy, yogurty, fishy thing. It's hard to explain, but it's fluffy, it's good. If you have bad uni, you will feel physically sick. But I tried it. It looked strange. So I tried it, took a bite, and I was immediately hit with the urge to be physically sick as the slimy, soapy flavour hit my mouth. But I didn't want to spit it out of fear of offending them. I informed them that it tasted amazing, and I enjoyed it a lot, leaving the 2 extra pieces on the table, hoping somebody else would eat them. Eventually, somebody did, and she immediately spit the fish back onto the plate. Oh, God. Saying it was the most rancid piece of uni she'd ever had. Another student smelt it and confirmed the uni had gone very bad and was surprised I'd enjoyed it so much. I sat there laughing, secretly mortified that I'd eaten some rotten food. Have either of you had a similar experience in Japan where you made yourself look stupid while trying not to offend the Japanese people you were with? I mean, yeah, it's one of those fish. You've got to be really careful. You can kind of smell that something's wrong. I know Charlotte had some bad uni, and it put her off for a very long time.
Yeah.
Anything
soapy. I have had it a couple of times. I remember I was on a beach. I think it might have been in maybe be down somewhere off the coast of Africa anyway, and a couple of Italian blokes
Like you
were swimming in the sea, and he just grabbed like a sea urchin out and he like cracked it open and just started scooping out the innards with bread, and it was the most badass thing I'd ever seen. I didn't get involved at that point because I didn't know him. I didn't sort of pop in with a bit of bread. Little pretzel, just sort of pick a little bit up. But yeah, I think with fish, soap is the first sort of excuse me, soap is the first taste that indicates that something is off. Really, it's not even usually like the bad smell; it's like the soapiness of the fish. But that's terribly unlucky and very brave of you to just sort of
brave old
pop
Charlie.
it in your mouth and sort of go, "Oh yeah, delicious," and they went, "No, this is bad. This is really bad."
It is an acquired taste. Most uni comes from like an island called Rishiri off the coast of northern Hokkaido. And it comes in these like really nice boxes covered in kanji with like a plastic top when you come off, and it's like a layer of uni, and it just looks so cool. And you've gone to a high-end restaurant. I will say there's probably 2-3 foods in Japan that I will be sick instantly if I eat it or it goes near my mouth. The first one is natto, fermented soybeans, the really popular dish here. I had to do like an eating challenge once in my first year where you had to sort of see how much of it you could eat in 1 minute. Right. And I was sick midway through the challenge. And now when I smell it, that's the end of that. Also, bee larvae. Do you remember we did a video with lots of bit of
yes, I remember
some
now.
bee larvae?
That felt a little bit like... I remember that, and I remember you not being particularly happy about eating it, but I just think that feels very like sort of endurance eating. Do you know what I mean? Oh, look what we've made you eat, haha. Rather than let's have some delicious bee larvae.
We got a comment there. It was like me, Joe, and Natsuki had it, and the comment was like, "This is so disrespectful, not liking this prized food." And yet, the woman who gave it to us, the woman that sold it to us, was like, "This is shit." And then Natsuki had it, and he was physically sick. It's like when the people supplying the food and have enjoyed the food and lived there for 50 years don't like it, maybe avoid it. And the third and final thing is shiokara, squid guts. They're sort of purpley, slimy things, and they come in a little bowl. And sometimes if you go to a izakaya, it's kind of like a otoshi, like the 500 yen food you get at the start of the meal. And you'll go, "Oh yeah," and then you'll put it like over there in the bin while no one's looking, or hide it under a plant pot. So yeah, those are the 4 great dishes to be wary of. Well, 3, because like I said, uni is good if you play your cards right. But on the subject of food, we're back to our favourite ramen shop. We're back to Jiro Ramen, which is a type of ramen rather than a shop. But you might recall, must have been, when was it, like a year ago? We talked about Jiro Ramen and how people like queue fanatically to get into a ramen shop chain. It's kind of like a subgenre of ramen. It's cheap, big bowls of ramen, massive bowls, topped with an astonishing amount of bean sprouts, cheap noodles, bits of pork, and it's usually really cheap. It's like the cheapest bowl of ramen in Japan. It's very popular amongst students or workers, but you've got to eat it quick, and then you've got to go out the door, and it's not been going down well. No. Because one restaurant has been enforcing it. What's been going on, Pete? Fill us in.
Yeah, well, Fuchu, ramen, Jiro, has been basically saying to people that you need to finish your ramen in under 20 minutes. You're allowed to eat your ramen, but you've got to get out there after that. Yeah, huge ramen bowl with bean sprouts. I mean, I don't know whether you get a bit more time if you've over-ordered like I usually do, but there's an argument to say that ramen should be eaten really quickly because, you know, when you've got cold soup and soggy noodles, it's not a pleasant situation. But it's not. But also, like, if you are serving ramen, it's really hot when it comes out of the pan. So you do have to get. I think you should be allowed a 5-minute grace period before the 20-minute window actually happens.
Eating takoyaki in 5 minutes. Eat this takoyaki in 5 minutes. Then get out.
Well, Ramen Jiro Fuchu's declaration of a 20-minute time limit didn't go over too well. Many commenters reacting to the tweet by saying that they'd prefer their ramen without the side order of pressure. In response, the restaurant has deleted the original tweet and posted an apology and clarification on July the 7th. The in-store notice has also been taken down as well, basically saying that we're not a high-pressure restaurant, actually, with intimidating atmosphere. We apologise and deeply regret the many ways this has caused distress and discomfort for our customers and also connected others to our restaurant. A lot of, these ramen restaurants do have very small margins. It's a very competitive marketplace, ramen, because it's a big staple, isn't it? It's proper 100%. Meat and potato stuff out there. And so they rely on a lot of foot traffic sort of getting in and getting out. I would probably suggest, Chris, that I love the idea of a fast restaurant. I am not a big foodie.
Off to McDonald's.
Yeah, to be honest, I love McDonald's. But I love a restaurant that you have to pay at the till. I love it because you're never waiting around for someone to come and deliver you the stuff. I love a buffet, so I can sort myself out. I just like the autonomy of a buffet, and I like being able to leave really, really quickly. Because once I'm finished, I'm like, let's do some drinking, people.
But to eat the biggest bowl of ramen in 20 minutes. And feel like it's cool. Like when you walk past a Jiro Ramen, you see a queue, and it's really long. The queues are massive at times, but they move really fast and efficiently. And you can see the people in there. They're sort of served all at once. Like 8 people will come in, and then the servers go boom, 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 go, 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 fucking, fuck. And it's like they have to slurp it like wild. And if you're the last one, the staff will look at you. They want to kill you and dismember you. And it's scary. It's scary, man, but it's a cult of its own in its own right, and I'm amazed people are pushing back against it. I guess it's more like it was an unspoken rule, right? Get in, eat it, fuck off.
I think they should just give him dissolving plates, dissolving balls. That it only you get if you've got a big bowl. You're allowed a double thickness bowl that takes longer to dissolve, and the others should just be dissolving very, very quickly.
Just make them out of ice. Why stop there?
Make
the bowls out of ice.
Perfect.
Or marshmallows.
Yeah, don't need to clean them. Just melt them.
Eat the bowl with it. Take it with you. That's a good idea. We should just serve the massive Yorkshire puddings. Just serve the ramen. Yes. That could be your ramen shop chain.
Ramen in Yorkshire pudding. Well, there was that
Pete's pudding
near Harajuku, which will absolutely astound you. There was a roast dinner. Sort of in a Yorkshire pudding sort of wrap place, I think, that was very popular, queues down the street. I never got to enjoy it, but I imagine it was probably some foreigners come over and went, you know what I need? I need a bloody roast, don't I?
To this day, the only time I think I've ever gone to a Jiro Ramen was when I went for that. Do you see that video I did with Natsuki where we ate the monster ramen bowl? Where we had a massive, disturbing bowl of ramen. And we couldn't finish it, unsurprisingly. The pieces of pork were the size of Trunchables, and it was a joke. And the soup is not nice because it's like an emulsified fatty broth mixed in with loads of cabbage that waters down the flavour. So it's like drinking out of a slop bucket, and it's just not good, man. I am amazed people enjoy Jiro Ramen as much as they do. And they put up with the 20-minute time limit. But I am sympathetic to the ramen shop, as you say. They are fighting. They need the high turnover to keep going, basically, because the profit margins are wafer thin, because the price of ramen is absurdly good value for money. So what do you think, guys? Jiro Ramen, is it worth it? Do you like it? Are you a fan? Let us know in the comments. Before we turn our attention, though, to the fax machine. We're back in a moment, guys, with stories, comments and questions.
Wow.
Now we're back with the fax machine. What do we got this week from our listeners, Mr. Dawson? Fill us in. I say it so fast I can't even see a single word.
Get your bloody drink down, you for crying out loud. Darren from Chester says, hi chaps, I've read that most hotels in Tokyo can offer a both Western and Japanese style breakfast. However, I've also read that many places only semi-boil the eggs. Is this really a thing in Japan? How and when would one eat a raw egg? Do they not have to worry about salmonella? Best, Darren, Chester. Is when you get a fried egg and the egg is runny, the yolk is runny? Is that? I mean, that is uncooked, isn't it? The old yellowy
you'd think
innards.
So, wouldn't you? Yeah. I don't know. Man. I mean, you'd think so. I tend to eat Western breakfast now because the number of Japanese breakfast places, the number of times I've gone to a hotel and the Japanese breakfast is good, is quite rare. It's really not that great. At least Western, it's just like a block of bread and some crappy margarine. You just smother that on, job done. It's important to say that with the raw egg thing, which I eat gladly. There was a study by the Food Safety Commission in Japan. And they looked at like 100,000 eggs, and I think they found the infection risk is 0.0029% in getting salmonella, whereas in the US I think it's 0.005%, which is 1 in 20,000 eggs. Still very low though. I mean, I don't think I've ever met anyone who got salmonella eating an egg. Have you?
No, no. I mean, obviously, I grew up during the salmonella crisis. Edwina Curry under the Tory government they would absolutely. It was all over the place. Like we couldn't eat eggs for like 3 weeks, and it really did imprint on us, an entire nation, that eggs can be quite dangerous because there was a bit of an outbreak. We don't in the UK, quite luckily, deal with salmonella outbreaks very often. I mean, mainly because like the quite stringent EU. The European version of the USDA is quite stringent as to what you can actually get away with over here, and I think the way that they sort of look after sort of battery farmed hens are a little bit different. I would say that I told you about my TikTok ramen ingredient sort of recipe that I use quite a lot.
No.
There was a TikTok recipe for sort of those freeze dried ramen cakes, basically. Pot noodle sort of nonsense. You take the sometimes it comes with oil these days, like chili oil and maybe the powdered, basically the stock, the soup stock. Take the soup stock out, bang it in a bowl with the oil. Put a bit of a squirt of mayonnaise in, the yolk, the uncooked yolk of an egg. What else is in there? Bit of garlic. And some hot water from the water that you're boiling the ramen in, and mix it all together with some chopsticks and mix it together, and it's absolutely delicious. But that is technically uncooked egg, if you count the hot water sort of cooking it a little bit. But that's my usual TikTok ramen recipe, and it is bloody delicious, I tell you what.
Move over Marco Pierre White and Gordon Ramsay. Donaldson's in town.
And also when I was on holiday in an all you can eat and all you can drink resort, I had about 5 steak tartars a day. So I am not a man. I've got lungworms.
I will say, I mean, the only thing is raw eggs are an acquired taste. It's quite slimy and a bit unpleasant. I don't overly enjoy it, but it is nice on top of like a gyudon. It sort of helps bind all the meat together with the rice. So maybe try on a gyudon first and foremost. Shadi from Los Angeles says, "Hello, Chris and Pete. I'll be visiting Japan this year for the first time and joining a tour for around 2 weeks around the country. For the Tokyo portion, we'll be meeting the tour bus at the Shinjuku Love Sculpture each morning. Now, I've travelled all over the world by myself and have a decent sense of direction, but the single most terrifying part of this entire trip is the thought of navigating Shinjuku Station at rush hour. Do you have any tips to make it manageable? Thanks, and I can't wait to visit Lost Bar." To be honest, Shinjuku is the one station I really struggle with, and Shibuya, to be honest. I can navigate Tokyo Station or Ikebukuro or Ueno, but Shinjuku's a joke, and I just get there like half an hour early and try and find a place and then go and have a coffee while you wait for the time to start. But yeah, there's a few statues, like at the Central West exit. There's a statue you can navigate your way to, but it's a horrible station. I mean, how do you get through it on your travels?
I think you've got to think of it less like a train station and more like a sort of a mall, really, because it's just it's mainly just places to sell your stuff, isn't it? Really, so don't worry. I think one of those, whenever you're on a trip, I think you have these kind of perceived sort of pain points that you imagine are going to be absolutely massive. And it's never the ones you sort of anticipate. It's always something completely unrelated, like you'll lose your wallet or something, or you'll forget your car keys or something like that. And it's always that sort of thing that messes you up. It's never like the perceived, oh my God, Shinjuku Station is an absolute monster. It is a monster, but I'm sure you'll get through. You'll be fine, I'm sure.
It is the busiest station on the planet. Last time I checked, I can't remember. It's like 3, 4, 5 million people go through it every day. Yeah. It is an absurd place, so just be careful. don't get lost in the crowds. And we got one last question from Adonai from, doesn't say, saying, greetings guys, I'm going to Japan after this summer and I've been stress-free as I know that the food here is really cheap. However, I've recently seen a lot of news online regarding inflation, especially when it comes to the price of rice in Japan. I would have loved to have been able to visit and take advantage of the cheap food options there. Each day a new video pops up about how expensive food is becoming in Japan. So how expensive is it really in Japan at the moment? I live in a country where the food at a burger restaurant costs 6 to 8 euros. Is there a reason to be concerned about the prices? I mean, look, yes, there's inflation, and yes, it's if you live here and you have a salary in Japan that's in the yen, then the cost of living crisis is unfortunate and quite bad. If you're coming from the outside, if you're coming from like a country using dollars or euros, you're probably not going to find too much of a problem. And I think it's actually very cheap here. I did a video last year called like how expensive is it to travel Japan really, and I'd recommend watching that. We give a breakdown of prices, and it's not really changed that much since that video came out. You can still get a bowl of ramen for 800 yen. You can get a delicious convenience store sandwich for 250 yen. A nice dinner of sushi can come in at like 3,000 yen. So it's still not too bad. And I think McDonald's cost something like $6 last time I checked. Not that I'd know, I'm a healthy eater. I never eat McDonald's or any fast food outlets.
One of the news stories we were going to do for today's show was, but we sacked off for a better one, was that there was a big auction for a Birkin bag. And some company in Japan spent $10 million on the original Jane Birkin bag from back in the day. The original,
it was an Aramis bag, wasn't it?
Right, yeah, okay. And they spent all that money. I'm just thinking, God, 10 million with the exchange rate. Can you imagine how much you could have got like 2 years ago? They must be absolutely kicking themselves. They haven't spent so many yen on that. Converted.
You know why
they
did it? Why did they buy it?
I think it's just one of those things. It's a historical artifact, I suppose. I think with stuff like that, it's more of an investment piece, isn't it? Like it's like artwork, isn't it? It's not necessarily about what you're going to sell it on for. It's just kind of a bit of a marker and a statement of intent. And if you've got 10 million burning a hole in your pocket, get involved.
It's a bit like Sushi Zanmai, isn't it? Blowing $3 million on a fucking tuna fish in January to look good from the PR front, the old tuna king.
You can't. Like everyone was talking about that story, so like you can't buy that kind of PR.
Maybe I should. $1 million. I should take out a loan and remortgage everything I own, spend $100,000 on a fish.
Buy that big squid that they installed in that prefecture around COVID. Was it a squid? Just buy that.
The squid, We've still never been to the $200,000 squid. Life goals. Life goal. We've got to go. Next time you're over, it's the only thing that matters. But until then, keep the stories, questions, comments coming in to rebornjapanpodcast@gmail.com. Do right away. We do check the emails every week, so send them there, and they might appear. Ooh. And I'm saying this because it's always good. Send your stuff over, guys. Let us know. But for now, have yourself a great few days. We'll see you right back here to do it all over again on the Reborn Japan podcast with more ORS, Oral Rehydration Solution.
Yeah,
it's finished. It's finished. Oh well.
Do not give it to horses, though.